So this is kind of like a neat little project. This oil tank out of a Ferrari race car that Steve's been put to task to put this thing together. So this is the original stuff. So you cut all this stuff out, Steve?
Yeah, this is the pickup.
Yep.
This goes in here.
All right.
And the top goes in here.
So basically the job that you're asked to do is just to fabricate a new one, or you're going to reuse the old fittings and then you're going to make one from scratch.
All right.
But what do they want? They wanted it exactly the same. Exactly the same.
See, nothing is, they want the worlds the same, which is this original world,
right.
This original world, this is original world.
But what I think is funny is as we're looking at this, one of the things that we realize that this probably started out as a different tank, and then it was slowly modified to fit this particular race car that it's in now. So it's kind of funny. It's like if you wouldn't have this seam here, this would have been one flat piece, but
that
someone added.
That was added
right.
on.
So someone added that, but then you could see how this is all kinked in here.
And nothing is the same. This distance here, this distance here is different.
Oh my God.
The baffles that go in here.
So that goes, yeah.
And that goes through there. And that goes through here.
Right. So all that has to be made, and then through the years they've also had, you know, patches and repairs.
The mounts were 16 gauge mounts. They weren't strong enough, so they've been repaired.
Right.
These brackets were put on here.
So you said this was 18 gauge to start.
20
gauge. So it was 20 gauge, and then you're going to make it, you're going to do what? You're going to make it out of what gauge? You're going to try
18.
You're going to do it 18.
050.
So that flips like that.
That goes like that.
Like that. Then this guy is up top like that.
This one goes here like that. So this goes to here.
Yeah.
Then I've got this baffle that goes in here.
Right.
Has to go in there.
That follows that line there. Yeah. Got stretch in there, yeah.
And this panel.
That piece is, yeah, because this goes.
This panel here. Goes on top of that.
Wow.
So now I'm about
And then
4 inches.
this actually that's got to flip over, but then that you're gonna cut this gets cut down. Yeah, that gets cut down. Wow.
So I'm still 4 inches longer here. I've got to.
Yeah, so you'll cut all this stuff down to, that's where your line is.
That's
there.
where it's got to be cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
then,
Oh, so that was the that's where they welded this baffle. That's what that shape is.
right. This was where they split it.
Right.
They put another baffle in here.
Right.
So I've got to put this. This goes in here. This goes in here.
Yep.
This goes in here.
So you got to cut all those out from here, like all these pieces. Now let me ask you a question. So you're getting rid of this one. You're getting rid of this one, or you're adding that one?
Getting rid of this. Yeah.
So you're just going to do a flat piece.
That was never there. Yeah. So that's going to go on there.
Right. And you're not going to add that dent that they added on the bottom. That kink. There's a really bad kink in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But just in itself, it's crazy because look at it. This is not even. There's nothing parallel here. This is an angle.
Exactly. This goes on here like this. This goes down the bottom. This goes up the top. This goes here like this. This goes here like this. This goes here.
It's a huge jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah. And your mounts go here
Yep.
and here.
Yep. And gas weld.
Gas welding, yeah. So I've gas welded around here, around there.
So Steve, explain to me why you would prefer gas welding over TIG welding this.
Gas welding makes it flow easier to me. I can tack weld it, I can get in there and hammer it,
Right.
and I can gas weld in. I can get in with the welding rod, heat it up, and weld it. With TIG welding, I've got to hold it, and then I've got to get in there and weld it, and it's hard to do it.
And now, with my understanding, is it just much more concentrated heat, and it doesn't actually spread out? Does the gas like heat up the whole area around? It'll flow a little bit
Some
better?
of the TIG doesn't penetrate all the way through.
Right.
Where the gas welding will penetrate all the way through.
Right. So that was all gas welded
Down
in
the
there.
bottom there. Yeah.
Right.
I just gas welded that today.
Right.
So it needs to penetrate.
If you had a choice, would you choose gas welding as opposed? You would definitely do it anyway.
I would. So I'm going to gas weld around these edges.
Right.
These were these plates that were welded on there. And this one here, this is probably TIG. So I might have to do some different. There's right around here, the center of the welds is what I'm doing. This is going to make that new.
Yeah.
And I'll probably TIG weld all the way around there. So it's a mixture of TIG welding and gas welding. But the good thing I like about gas welding is I can hold the panel here and I can just tack weld all the panels together with no rod, and then I can hammer it up, and then I can run my weld around.
Right. Because if it was TIG, you'd have to somehow.
I need a third hand.
Yeah. Because it's got to be grounded well enough that you can't just hold it in midair and add.
A gas weld, you can just heat this up and just tap it together, and then you can melt it. You can fuse it together with no rod, and that's what I've done here.
Right.
And then I've got to weld this.
Oh, looks like quite a project. And then, like I said, it's pretty amazing that you have to copy a piece that wasn't made for the car and then modified to make the car, but now we're making the piece exactly as this is, but even though this wasn't originally started out for that car. Pretty neat. Well, good luck, Steve. Have
Thanks.
fun. I don't know if it's fun, but it's you're getting along, getting it done.
Thank you. We'll see you on another episode of This Old Ferrari.
That's right.